All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And yesterday I sent out an email where I asked people if they were planning on uploading their app to the Google Play Store. And I've heard back from about 3 or 4 people. And I believe that all the ones I heard back from do plan on uploading their app to the Google Play Store. So I thought I would go over, before we actually go through it, let's look at some of the documentation that's out there. First thing I found from developer.android.com was a launch checklist. It's got 22 different items on it. So I'm going to go through this. I have no idea how long it's going to take. All right. As it says here, the checklist brings together the processes that you should follow to make sure your app is launched successfully. Should give you an idea of the sequence, but there's a lot of times you can skip around and do different things. So taking it from the top, number 1, understand the developer programmer policies. All right, and as you'd guess, this thing is all hyperlinked up the wazoo here. All right, now most of the stuff that you're going to find in there, you'd understand it, you can go through it, etc. Oops, it'll make sense to you. I know that it will. All right. It says review these policies thoroughly as there are consequences for violations. Now, if they'll ask you questions like is there bad language in there? Is there sexuality in there? Is this appropriate for children? That kind of thing. All right, so you of course want to take a look at all that stuff. Anything that's in there, there are things that you can skip as you're going through the process. But if you're in doubt, you should answer them and you should be truthful. All right. Second, sign up for a developer account. Well, again, you can see this is hyperlinked. So they've got how to use the Play Console. You sign up for the account, so you can go right there. Must be at least 18, fine. Using your Google account, you can sign up for a developer account. It is a one-time $25 charge. Second, accept the developer distribution agreement. I'm not going to click on that. But again, basically it's saying that you are going to answer things on there honestly. Number 3, pay the fee. Again, a $25 one-time registration fee. You can pay with MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover. Finally, step 4, once you've done all that, complete the account details. If you're in doubt, I would say don't leave it blank. All you're doing is you're giving the user, you're giving Google a reason to deny you. They typically will not deny you, just so you know that. All right. There's more stuff on here as well. I'm not going to go through any of it. I'm just going to go back again to where I was in the launch checklist. If you're going to sell products, set up a merchant account. If yours are going to be free, then everything I put in there is free. You don't have to worry about that. Plan for localization. And again, the idea is if you're going to create some kind of an application, and if that application can conceivably be used in other languages, that's what localization, what they're talking about in there. All right, you'll notice I'm not going to click it, but there's a localization checklist. Number 4, plan for simultaneous releases. Releasing your app on multiple platforms and devices maximizes your promotion activity. Again, I'm going to set mine up so it's going to be free. So this is kind of a moot point as far as I'm concerned. Test against quality guidelines. You really should, at a minimum, not just test your app on an emulator. You should at least hook it up to Android devices, anything you have, be that an Android phone, TV, tablet, etc. Always is a good idea. One of the things that I'm going to do, and I'll run through this with you later, is to show you, and I think you can change it in your Android manifest file, because what I'm going to try to do a little bit later today is I'm going to try to upload my recycler view, the one that I did, the RV example. I'm going to see if I can upload that to the Google Play Store. All right. Number 6, target a recent API level. Google Play requires that new apps target at least 9.0. All right. Number 7, build your Android app bundle. What that is going to involve, just so you know, let me grab something from in here. Do I have any of my stuff? Well, it probably isn't here, so hold on a second. I literally just cleaned this thing out and up because it looks so terrible in here, so you get to see me play around here for a little bit. I no longer need that one. I no longer need that one. I want to go in here. I'm going to run through what I'm about to show you. I'm going to run through it as well in a later video. So I'm going to copy that. I want to bring up my current copy of my resume, and well, I thought that RV example was in here, but it might be up one. Might be in here. Of course, I will check to make sure it's the right one when I start. I think that's it right there, though. RV example. And I'll move that over also. There's a method to my madness, as there usually is. And after this gets totally loaded, I just wanted to show you something. Again, I will run through these steps with you later. All right. But I'm just trying to give you a prelude, so to speak. All right, so there's that. So I do want to come in here and under rank in desktop. And of course, yours will differ depending on what you have there. RV example. I'm going to open that. I want to run it just to satisfy myself that this is the one that indeed I want. Remember, when this comes up, it's going to be going through the build process. So I don't want to run this right away. All right, I'll look first to make sure that it's built. You can see that it's project setup successful, so that looks good. I should be able to come in now and run this. I just decided to create this one and put it out there, and that's that. Hopefully this is going to come up okay. The Rankin emulator. John, I guess this was yours that I looked at the other day. So in the emulator, I'm hoping this is the right recycler view, that it works. In other words, that I can flick through it. And if I click on any one, so I can make it go up and down. Let's grab the SQL one here. Okay, taught in the second semester, and I can return. That's good. Great. So when I get started on this, the authors are talking about doing a build. All right, I'm not going to do it right now, but under build, you're going to want to choose generate sign bundle APK. We'll talk about what that means a little bit later, but that's basically what you're going to end up uploading to the Google Play Store. All right. Also, just so you know, when you end up running this, where is that? Come on. If I look at this, when it first comes up, come on, there you go. And I believe I can either do a Control S, that took a picture of it, and then I can come over here and do another Control S, that took another picture, because you'll need to take pictures. All right, I think you can click on this as well. But again, we'll talk about it. So take screenshot. So there's different ways that you can do a lot of this different stuff that's in here. All right, so let's jump back. Number 8, run internal tests. I'm not going to go through that, but again, not only should you run it, but ideally you'll let someone else look at it and run it and make sure that it works the way that you say it's going to work, that it looks the way you think it's going to look, etc. Number 9, plan your app's Play Store listing. It says make sure to include a link to your privacy policy. So I went out last night and looked, and I typed in Rankin Technical College privacy policy. And lo and behold, when I went down a little bit, there it is, privacy policy. You should be able to put that in. All you need to do is provide a hyperlink to that. All right. And again, we'll talk about this later as we go on. So, where are we? Here we are. Number 10, build interest in your app, not really applicable to what I'm going to do. Number 11, upload your app bundle to the closed or an open test track. All right. So you can have other people kind of take a quick look at it. I'm not, again, not applicable to me. Number 12, define your app's device compatibility. Let the Play Store know which versions and which screen sizes it's designed to work on. Now, one thing I never checked with mine, all right, if I come back to here, you know it works. You've seen it work now, all right, but I'm going to come back in here just for a second, and I'm going to stop the run. I'm going to turn off or just close the emulator. All right, and I want to come back here, and let's see, where do I want to go? I want to go to my activity main here, and I want to bring this up in design mode, if I can get it up in design mode. There we go. All right, and what I'm wondering is if I come up here and I click on the little, I always call it the football, right here, and I run it in landscape. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm going to, hopefully this will come up then in landscape. So I'm going to go and run this again. If you hear anything in the background, it's garbage day here where I live. So, well, I thought maybe I can just do it from here too. Let's see. I know that these will turn it off basically. You know what? Let's do that again. Let's bring this back. And maybe one of these will turn it landscaped. I'm just waiting for this to change and bring mine up. You should at least do this. And if for some reason your app looks really bad, or in your opinion it looks really bad, all right, what's going on here? All right, but if you think it looks really bad in landscape, let's say, then set it up so it'll only run portrait. All right, I mean, this is not rocket science here as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to try running it one more time here. Not trying to waste my time, not trying to waste your time. But these are just things that are not only that are in there, but there you go, that you should be thinking about. Okay, does it look terrible in landscape? I don't think so. But, you know, you've got to move this up now. All right, so I could have made that smaller. Okay, but you can see that at least, it does work like this. Again, I'm not saying it looks great or it looks terrible. All right, but those are the kind of things that you should be thinking about. I'm going to come back here again. Set that back to portrait. There we go. All right. Stop this. Okay. So again, there are a total of 22 things, and we're about halfway through. Number 13. When you upload an Android app bundle to the closed or open track, you will receive a pre-launch report. You can read about all this stuff, you know, to this open track. And I think what that is, all right, is you can have other people look at this before it actually runs and give their thoughts on it. Okay? Set up your app's price and countries of distribution. Mine, I'm going to set up that it's going to be free and it'll be available. I think there's 143 countries, unless you have a strong reason to otherwise. Make it available to everyone. 15, opt into the right distribution options. Again, it's a pricing thing, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Number 16, confirm the countries you can sell into. Already talked about that. All right. Number 17, it's got here, determine your app's content rating. You don't exactly do this. You go through what has to be done, and the content rating will be set up for you, okay, based on the answers that you give. Number 18 says go back and double check. This is so important. Go back and double check everything that you've done to get the app ready to be, put out there. Make sure you didn't miss anything. All right. Number 19, promotion. Again, not an issue for me. Okay. Remember that quite often what people do is they create an app and they make it free, and it's a scaled down version of the real app. And then they, you might put something on the bottom or on another screen, like what you see. Well, we can get this one for, and then have that one cost money. All right. Number 20, browse and reply to user reviews. I've only had one. I put a thing out there 2 years ago and only had one reply, and one review, and I never replied to it. All right. Number 21, Android Vitals shows you important information based your app on running on real devices, etc., etc. All right, woohoo, we've launched. What next? Take a break. Okay, then they have other stuff in here that they recommend that you take a look at. I think this is pretty good. Just so you see this. Again, this is called Launch Checklist. And there's the URL for it. All right, you can just Google launch checklist as well and find it from there. So, all right. But as you can see, because of the fact that it is under developer.android.com, you can trust it, for lack of better words. All right, so that's the first one that I wanted to go through. I think what I'll do, just to make sure that these are not too long or too short or whatever, is I want to go through this upload an app. I got two of them, same thing. And there was another one here. That's the upload. And I want that'll do next. Then publish your app. Here's upload. Somehow I lost that one, so I will type that in here. Android app, publish your app. Okay, so that was from here. So both of these next two articles are from, not this one, but they're both from the Google Play Store. All right, so I'm going to first go over, why am I keep getting the same one? All right, I'll be back in just a couple minutes.